Hey kids, my name is Kylie and although I was born in Australia and now live in Holland, when I was little I lived in England. And when we went back to live in Australia from England when I was 9, my parents took us around Europe and we looked at castles and museums. One of the museums we went to was in Norway, and even though I'm much older now, I still remember. In that museum, it was open, it was a big field, and the Norwegians had taken their old important houses and they'd broken them down, and then they'd taken them to the museum and they'd put them back together like puzzles. And you could go to that museum and you could see how the Norwegians lived 2,000 years ago, or 1,000 years ago, or 500 years ago. And what I remember a little farmhouse with a cupboard in the wall and you could open the door and you would climb in, and that's where you would sleep. And they were tiny, those people, 2 people in a tiny cupboard sleeping, but it was warm and safe. And the other thing I remember from that museum, really special, a real Viking ship. It must have been in the mud for thousands of years, and then suddenly they'd found it and they cleaned it up and they put it in this museum. And for the first time, I understood that Vikings were real people, just like me. There were children of 9 years old who might have been on that Viking ship. That amazed me. And just for a moment, standing there next to that Viking ship, I could have been a Viking child. So museums are special. It's where you can meet all the people who came before you. You can see what they were thinking. You can understand what was important to them. And you can learn so much about yourself and the future. So I've written you a song, and it's called The Museum Song. Okay. Museums are full of wonderful things, things that came before. And every time we peer through the glass, we hear their makers roar. They call our names, they lead us on, our stories are the same. And every time we visit them, we share our joy and pain. History's wild and full of desire, our thoughts collect through the years. Our hands and our minds have always aimed higher in history that's perfectly clear. So join us there, come and share all we've ever been, and know the life we live today was built by others unseen. Heave off we go, set sail for the future so new. The winds of all of history will show us what to do. Heave-ho, it's good to know others have gone before. And every time we peer through the glass, we hear their voices roar. See my fingerprints in the clay. You and I are one today. See the millennia disappear. I am there and you are here. So, go to museums. Take your mum and dad. Go and have a look. Go and meet all the people who came before you. It's great. Bye.